Good morning, everybody. It's the truth, sir. I'm doing my thing. I hope today finds everybody well, getting into the weekend, and hopefully life is good for everybody. And let's have some fun. We're gonna call this new series Mobster Tales. Why didn't I think of that a long time ago? And uh, get a coffee, anything. Come hang out with me. Let's get rid of this, and let's have some fun, folks. So this is the truth serum. I try to tell a lot of stories. We're gonna lay off politics for a minute. Let's just lay off of politics for a minute. It'll make you nuts, okay? Let's talk about some good old mob stories and all that goes along with it. I was a runaround guy. I didn't get made into the family, but my godfather was an enforcer. So I used to hustle up in Niagara Falls, give people rides, this and that, to try to grab an extra dollar. Uh, there's a link to my book in the description if you're interested to unwrap that a little more. There's a link in there. There's any way you want to donate to my channel. It's good. Bionomics is killing me. So the title, the boss. I was tight with the boss, Sam, and I spent a lot of time with the crew, giving them rides, hanging out, card games, doing whatever. He knew I spent a lot of time with his crew. And during this era, it was very turbulent. And I think Sam, the boss, and even many others kind of might have saw the writing on the wall that one way or another, this operation, this crew, this organization is going to be gone, and however it's replaced, in what capacity it's replaced or whatnot. But this was like the motley crew, runt of the litter as far as Colombo families and mafia organized crime. This was like the bad news bears, believe me. And some were smart enough to realize the crew is going to get dissolved, however that's defined. Um, Sam's, Sam's got all the money, and he's going to retire and ride off into the sunset. People are talking to the feds at, at every stop. So it was safe to predict, safe to see that this is going to fall. So, with all that being said, and then it may be this is a gambling ring. Yeah, there were drugs mixed in there, but this is a full-fledged international national gambling ring, and they knew it was gonna fall. But Sam, the boss, was trying to pick their get me to pick their brains. Go to a guy and say, I freaking hate Sam. Like I didn't drink. So he would say, I want you to do this for me, and don't worry about it, Jojo. Now there's guys running around, 5, 6, 7 guys, but he says, I want you to target this guy. He'll be at the club. You're not a drinker. Act like my niece will make pretend she's getting you drunk. She's not. Don't worry about it. Act like you've been drinking, whatever, whatever. And then you could have an excuse to just say, well, I was drunk. I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, But in other words, see what some of the response is going to be once we get outside of the club, because his niece could just say, oh, they were talking smack about you, Uncle Sam. Hey, Uncle Sam. But wait till you get out in the car and stuff like that. And then you start picking their brain about how much you hate me, how much I underpay you. I want to kill that Sam, Johnny. I want to kill him. Is there any way I can make any money on this? I want to kill his ass. Where's he hiding all the money? Does anybody know where he's hiding all the money? And just see how these guys react. I'm like, yeah, okay. What's going on, folks? Yeah, crazy. So it was. I had to. I had to start acting more, which I wasn't. It's tough. It's tough psychologically speaking. Where I'm just a runaround guy, stay cool, low profile. You're not a tough guy, and then just stay within those borders. Listen to this lawnmower. Can I ever win? So, but then all of a sudden, Sam wants me to be talking about, oh, tell them this, and what if you did this to me, or what? And I was like, what if they just, what if somebody just retaliates on me, Sam? What if somebody just retaliates on me in my car and says, what are you talking about? Smashing the boss out? What if somebody just retaliates on me in that moment? How am I, you know, this is like the worst thing you ever want to do in an organization. To all of a sudden, people might have thoughts about things. People might have a lot of judgments and perceptions about these people. Yeah, that's life. That's human behavior. But when you actually speak it out into words to somebody, that's where you cross the line. And that's just like, now you're a problem. You're a problem. You're talking like this. We can't trust you. You're going to do something crazy. And we're going to have to smash your ass out. That's all. So, so, so there's no way I'm going to do this, Sam. There's no way I am going to actually do this. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. No way. Listen, Jojo, I'll give you 500 and I'll give you 2,000 in jewelry. Where do I sign? Where do I sign? Listen to this fucking lawnmower over here. Forgive me. Forgive me. I don't edit. I don't do all that candy ass YouTubers. They got, what are these YouTubers with their big channels? Yeah. With their headphones on. What are you doing with your headphones on? Is that just a visual? Do I got some winter earmuffs around? Let me put some earmuffs around. This social media is fascinating. Completely fascinating. They got their headphones on. For what? You're doing a podcast. Well, for what? What do you got, your producer in your ear? Straighten up, Billy. Come on. Come on. Why digress? So I get this guy that Sam tells me, tell this guy in my crew that you want to kill me or whack me. You got bad thoughts about me. And I want you to see what this guy says. And I did it. And I did it. And he says, well, I know you spend a lot of time, or this or that with Sam. Sometimes after hours, they know he's got a very, very large sum of money sitting somewhere. They know these are degenerate gamblers. These are rodeo cowboys. These guys, they know he's got a lump sum of money in a hidden wall with a hidden thing or whatever, but it's guarded like Fort Knox. But they want to know. They're looking for a breach in there somehow where you can get in. So I says, I don't know. I've been in there. I have a general idea about whatever, but he's got people in trees or whatever, or people wherever, and so he really wanted Sam. He really wanted Sam because I just put this bullshit proposition out there bashing Sam. Yeah, I've had enough, whatever. They put me in the line of fire from with you guys and everything else. And, so I stuck it in real deep and he took the bait and And I even said to him, as a Christian, as a Christian, I said to him, well, don't you think the end is coming near? This organization is going to collapse. There's rats everywhere, blah, blah, blah. How about just pack up and just get over? It's a done deal. You see the writing on the wall. Just stay alive. Don't go to jail. Run for the hills. But they don't, you know, because in more words than one, he knows he's on the top of the hit list. He knows. So in his mind, he's going to steal, rob, grab, do all kinds of tomfoolery to try to get what he can before the inevitable happens. Before the inevitable happens. So then the nitwit, which I just told him, let's plot on Sam. Sam told me to approach this guy and propose some kind of plot, whatever, to harm him or rob him or anything. In the meantime, my godfather, who's an enforcer for the family and the Colombo family and other families, my godfather gets wind of it and calls me up and says, well, what the hell is going on? Now, he's been paid to protect people, Colombos, and he's been paid to protect people in that family. He's been paid quite handsomely. And now all of a sudden, he's getting some feedback in the mix that this JoJo is talking about hurting Sam or robbing Sam. My godfather must be in head ready to explode. So I don't know why he didn't call Sam first, maybe out of my protection. That's my godfather. I wonder what, but to say what the hell is going on here? This JoJo did this or that, blah, blah, blah. But I told my godfather, Sam told me to propose that. Sam told me to propose that to just one of the 5 bad actors running around that club. He targeted this guy, and he asked his name, and I said it, and he goes, enough said, because at the end, when everything is said and done, it might or might not be my godfather's job to actually smash this guy, this bad actor. That it might be his, or I don't know. I'm not privileged to that information. So that's where it ends on the intel. But yeah, it was yeah, he was surprised. He says, JoJo, they're all no good. Sam knows it. They're all rats. They're all trying to rob and steal. They all know the writings on the wall. They're all no good up there. Even them guys, those couple guys you think they're your friends, they're not your friends. We already did that story. He's seen this. My godfather's seen this movie 1,000 times before. He's seen all those politicking and trying to leverage who's doing this, who's doing that, all this jockeying and trying to figure out what the other people are thinking. Now, see me, I rubbed elbows with everybody. I gave rides to everybody. You have a crew and this and that, and they get segregated, or they go off into their own thing. And sometimes they're just not really communicating all the time with each other, and there's gaps. But me, I'm up there all the time with these guys in and out of my car, and I'm doing this. I'm spending more time with Sam's crew than Sam is spending with them. So I'm boots on the ground to pick their brains. They're getting high on cocaine. They're getting high on alcohol. They're running around all over, and it's kind of a loose type of thing. And if I'm on the scene, I could maybe say, I've been thinking about this, Sam. Please forgive me. Don't tell Sam, blah, blah, blah. I've been having some thoughts about this. Maybe we could just rob a little of that money. We'll try to figure out where it is or something. And so the guy took the bait and he's talking about, is there a way you can hide up there? I knew all the ways. I knew everything in there, but I'm just thinking ain't nothing going to happen. It is nothing going to happen. I don't want to promote violence or setting people up or doing anything like that. But, you know, just to go back and say, "Oh, Sam, this is what he said. He can't stand you." In more words than one, Sam. He don't care if you're alive. He don't care about robbing you. So he wants to report back. Sam already knows this. Sam already knows. He don't need me to be a mole and pick this what. But he wanted to figure out who's the ringleader. When they want to have a mutiny on the bounty, who's the ringleader here? And then by example, smash him, and the rest of them just back down with their bull crap, or they might not even. The party's over. There's no after behaviors like, well, that happened, so I guess we'll just chill. No, it's your ass. That's all. It's your ass. Why? Because you can't be trusted. You're taking oaths and blood oaths, and you're doing all this and that, and you're dedicated and you're loyal, and you've changed your beliefs, you changed your standards, and you throw that all away because now you're worried. The crew member is worried about getting hit, and he's worried about going to prison. So it's all desperation. Sometimes they think, what do we got to lose? Maybe I can make a big score and go hide, go on the lam, dodge the mafia and dodge the government. Maybe I can rob this guy and go hide in America somewhere. So, excuse me, folks. Oh, Lewis, what's going on? My name is Gary, Michael K. Wyatt Earp. And what I said in that other video, like mafia training camp, a little, just try to have fun with it, but it's real, but just try to communicate to you, unlike all the rat mob channels that are on YouTube. They're all rats, but let them do their hustle. That's all right. Let them do their hustle. But just try to show you a little more reality on psychology and mob behavior. Where I said in that thing in the mafia training camp is you got to read people. You got to read people. It is a matter of life and death. It's a matter of life and death. I remember when they knew my lady friend from the feds was doing this, I didn't even have to worry about Sam because it went right over his head. It went right over his head. So you got to read this. You got to read it. But when you're trying to read a guy was in big trouble. He owed a lot, and he thought that I badmouthed him to Sam. These guys owe $25,000, $27,000. When these guys owe money like that, the boss is afraid they're gonna rat. They can't pay the money, so rat. So this guy thought I talked some smack. Because if the guy's got a big bankroll and he's out and partying around town and everything, he's out there partying with tons of big thousands of dollars in his pocket. And then I find out, he owes Sam 11,000. I was like, shit, he spent half of that kind of money out at night. So this guy kind of was up because I didn't lie to Sam, because they'll ask you trick questions. He'll ask me a question he already knows the answer to. So your default is just tell Sam the truth. You can bull crap with the crew. Tell him the truth because he already knows the answers to the questions. So this guy's pissed off that I told Sam that he had a big bankroll and he still refused to pay his gambling tab. And now I'm hearing little whispers that he wants to come at me, and I'm perceiving it. I'm trying to read every day, read what everybody says. It could just be innocent statements that are said, or stuff that you gotta like decode. You gotta decode some of this conversation, which in reading people. So he's talking about, oh, let's go do this, and it was near this other hot spot where they had a lake and there was camping. I was out there one time, and they tried to ambush me back then. It didn't work because I read that. I read what they were doing, but this knucklehead wanted me to go back. This must be some some whack spot out in the country near a lake, where there's no body found or whatever. This must be their go-to spot for body disposal or something. This guy's talking about, yeah, you got those fishing reels, and I got a new tackle box. You know what? Things are getting hot and crazy around here, Jojo. Let's go chill out and go hang out and get some steaks and hot dogs and hamburgers and go camp out there. He's telling me this. He wants to kill me. He wants to kill me. So I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I kind of got PTSD from the first time I went over there, Billy. No, we go somewhere else. We ain't going anywhere together. I wanted to just already say, because I don't want to be a tough guy or anything. I just wanted to say, bro, you're already dead. You don't, the only thing, you're already dead. That's it. That's it. So go to the FBI and go on witness protection and sayonara, Sally. That's that. People owe a lot of money, and they know they're going to get hit, maybe. Not a lot, but they can be hit. And what are they left to do? They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. Well, if you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, well, just give me the scenario where I end up being alive. Witness protection. If you're screwed, then I want to stay alive. I want to stay alive. Go to witness protection, So you had to read people, read people. And, Sam used to tell me, don't have those scared eyes. Don't have scared eyes. Don't look like you're vulnerable, because it got hot and everything. And it just turns out to have tunnel vision, get in, get out when I'm delivering the bread and milk, and then whatever auxiliary things I'm doing with the crew, you might want to rethink that. Sam told me he didn't want them in my car anymore. Of course, but I was hustling money. So everything, you gotta, I don't know how these guys did it. Well, people react to situations differently and everything. But I used to go up to the club, driving my car up to the club. And I literally would be meditating in my mind and reenacting what happened the last time. Well, okay, this guy here, what the hell was going on with this guy? I can't remember. But well, what about this guy here? I'm trying to figure out where I left off with these psychopaths, and if there's a strategy to just say, well, I'll just do this and I could get in and get out. And I'm doing a strategy just to say the least, don't stay and get out for some of these errands. And I'm just going through this checklist in my mind. And most of the time it was that guy, the one guy that Sam told me, go tell him that you want to rob me and harm me. So Jojo, go tell him. So that was one of the guys that really was more like freaking Charles Manson in his head, psychopath guy. So I think he might have been first on the list. I don't know. I'm not privileged to that information. Um, whatever happened, happened. I was removed from my godfather after that for a spell, and he don't care to tell me any of that stuff, whether he's my godfather or not. The guy is a genius with an IQ beyond the freaking solar system. Best chess player. It is like a chess game. If you don't have a good mental, I mean, you could think the best and have strategies the best. Sometimes it still doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter because they still get you. But without remove ratting from the equation, But without that ratting, you more or less can. Um, there's some real smart thinking people out there that can strategize. They can strategize and survive, just survive. But when things go off the rail, we're gonna try to get. I got in trouble, folks, with Angelo. Angelo's doing life in prison. He was in one of those crews. And a lot has been said about it. But I'm gonna try to get Angelo back on here. He was part of the cruise I'm talking about. He got ratted on by a guy he didn't rat on. They wanted him to rat on a guy. He didn't rat on the guy. And that same said guy ratted on him. His health is coming back, Mr. Anderson. His health is coming back. But I got in trouble because I was showing him on here, and those old time wannabe gangsters tried to stress me out over it. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. Yes, that was Bush League that I had the phone like this talking to him about the good old days. Too bad. If you're watching again, too bad. I'm going to get him back on here again, and I'm going to do whatever I want to do on my show. Too bad. Too bad. I'm not changing your diapers anymore. These old-time wise guys wannabes that think that there's still a mafia presence in Western New York, these old-time weirdo Mama Lukes, they're running around think, oh, yeah. I told you once, I'm not going to tell you again. Don't come short. Don't come short. Because I'm talking about reading people. I can read you clowns. You can't read me. You can't read me. You can't read me. I'm 30 steps in front of you folks. So that confusion and stress started when I was talking to an old time gangster that's doing life. He got ratted on, and I was doing I was going live on my phone talking to Angelo. And it was Bush League. Who cares? It's the mafia. I'm not running for altar boy this week. I don't care anymore. Well, you know what? Go tell Angelo they didn't pay me enough. So who cares? F you, Jojo, F you, everybody. It's who cares? Who cares? That's a million years ago. Anyways, I'm providing some stories and everything. If you old gangster wannabes that are freaking Angelo or Sam's second cousin's wife's brother-in-law, and then you think you're some kind of gangster, go just live your life. Go live your life. That's all. So that caused a lot of craziness doing that, that Angelo series. We're gonna get him back on though. We're gonna get Angelo back. I'm gonna bust all their chops. We're gonna get him back on. He was sick, but I think he's doing better. Yeah. He's doing better. He's doing better in prison. So yeah, we're gonna get him back on. We're gonna get him back on. So newsflash for all you crybaby haters that were out there trying to bust my chops, we're getting Angelo back. So go ahead and cry and everything. And I'm not going to tell Sam I'm doing a show. You already told him I'm doing a show. So he's going to come back on in his own fruition and stick it right in. You know why? because I sent him money and you guys up there trying to talk smack that I'm doing something immoral. I'm doing something immoral. But while you're so worried about Angelo doing life and dying in prison, how come you're not putting none of your money, no money in his commissary? How come? Money talks, bullcrap walks. He's in prison doing life. Here's money orders and money going to him from me. That counts. That counts. Well, JoJo did something on that, whatever. Who the hell cares? Who the hell cares? I'm 77 years old. Who cares? At least I'm eating. And these wannabe guys trying to talk smack to me, that's not right. You're doing a show. Angelo doesn't know he's on the show with you. Who cares? Who cares? This ain't romper room. Who cares? How about you get them cobwebs out of your wallet and send him some money? If you care so much about Angelo, did I say Sam? If you care so much about Angelo, want to talk smack to me because I'm putting him on the show without him knowing. If you're so concerned about him, go put some money in his commissary. Otherwise, get out of here. Get out of my face while you can. Get out of my face while you can. That's all. They walk around with their Adidas sweatsuits. You know who you are. You walk around with your Adidas sweatsuit and your bullshit mafia wannabe crap that your uncle's second cousin's brother's sister's fiance's daughter's husband was an associate for some bush league mob family that and now you walk around like you're something. You're nothing. Go live your life. If you're so worried about your great whatever, and throw a freaking bologna sandwich down his throat and put some money in his commissary. That's all. Go. So Dick S and all you other guys, you're clowns. I try to spread love and compassion, but man, how can you just, people are stuck on stupid. They're just stuck on stupid. So, and guess what? Here's a news flash for all you people that were all of so-called Angie's people, all that so-called Angelo's people, so worried about me disrespecting him by putting him on my show without him knowing that. I think he's watching my show from prison. Okay. What a novel concept. They got a media center in prison. I think Angelo's watching the Truth Serum. Yeah. And am I right, Angelo? Am I right? Those bums coming down hard on me. Who's putting 150? I'm broke. I'm trying to get my viewers. I'm trying to get my viewers to throw me a little bone so I could put a ham sandwich in your commissary. And all the while you were chiseling me years ago, and you were chiseling me. You were cheap with me years ago. You were cheap with me, but I'm still a good enough guy to try to get money into your commissary. What did your homeboys do? You've been there with your tongue hanging out for 22 years. What'd they send you? I sent you more in 3 months than they sent in 22 years. Yeah, everybody's watching it. Who's right? Who's wrong? Who's right? We're going to get Angelo back on here. So all his people can puke. You see, you don't see all this stuff on these big channels and everything. People go away. A lot of them are forgotten, rot in prison. But these guys still have tentacles out into society. And they know that disrespect. They know it. Oh, Angelo, did you hear old Dick S over there? He went to Hawaii. Oh, yeah, he got a new house, a new car, everything like that. Well, he's well, how much he sent you last year? Goose egg? Yeah. Did you hear about that one, Ange? All these guys rocking and rolling, all that. Yeah. You're starving And while you were even dying in the infirmary, did you get a visit? Did you get one visit? You're not getting any money. Did you even get a visit? A visit? So in basketball, that's a flagrant foul. That's just like saying F you. F you, who cares? Rot. Rot and die in prison. Crazy. Crazy stuff. We're gonna unpack that a little. We're gonna unpack that down the road because yeah, I want to stress that maybe while everybody might be listening, why don't you get off of your high horses, go out, live, and enjoy life? Why would you interested in what I am doing? It's my business. It's my business. If you confront me hard. Confront me hard. Not some piss pot. Oh, we don't like this. Well, get away from me. I don't care. Who are you to me? Who are you to me? I gotta bow down to whatever you think. Get out of here. Who are you to me? It's all stupid stuff. So you gotta read people. Let's get back to the mafia training camp. You gotta read people because they're nitwits, number one. Mm. You know what? You know what's fascinating? This dichotomy. Is that a word? This dichotomy. I've always been into human behavior and psychology. Okay. Like the old man Sam, the boss. There's either just some of the most stupid, uneducated nitwits running around these clubs, and then there's some really, really smart people. It doesn't seem like there's really anything in between. You're either a nitwit or you're a genius. That this element flowing around in all these mafia crews, and whether you're good in your skills, you get promoted and you reach higher levels. But along the way up, they realize this element that is within them. You know who your people are. You know who they are. You know what they're capable of doing, and you're always reading the people. What's the worst thing that this guy would do? There's John, there's Tom, there's Bill, there's Roger, there's Jimmy, there's Joey, there's Nicky, there's Mickey, there's Seth. What's the worst guy? Hey Jojo, come here. You know that Johnny? What's the worst thing you think he'd ever do? I don't know. I don't think he'd actually shoot somebody, but he might stab somebody or baseball bat them. But I don't think he'd actually pull a trigger. What's the worst thing that uh, Alex might do? Nothing. The worst thing that Alex would do is nothing. He's not going to do anything. He's just a regular guy trying to hustle. Okay, well, what about this? Reading people. Now, I spent a lot of time with these guys, driving them around all the time. So Sam would pick my brain. What's going on with these guys? Blah, 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 blah. Until Sam told me, tell this guy over here that you want to have me hurt or you want to have me robbed. Really, Sam? You want me to tell one of your psychopathic crew members that I want to do that to you? Yeah, Jojo, I want you to do it. Don't worry about nothing. You're protected. Well, what if when I'm in the car with him, he just goes to smashing me right on the spot? uh, should I tell him in a parking lot and say, hey, listen, do I want to be elbow to elbow with him in my car when I introduce him to this plot of mine to overthrow you, Sam? Rob you or harm you? What do you want with me? But Sam was reading him. But you can only read to a certain extent, and then you're on your own. So the best thing is to go get an education and do things the proper way if you can. The mafia training camp is a paranoia, of course. Paranoia. So if you're paranoid all the time, you got to read people. You're scared of the guy. Well, what's he going to do? Well, I think he might do this. I don't think he'll do that. You're on edge, stressful edge. Like I said, I would go up there and I have to think, geez, this guy, that guy. You're dealing with each individual personality. And honestly, half of the guys, just with the gift of gab, I could stay cool with. Half of the guys, just boom, boom, boom. I was a likable guy, whatever, but whatever. I could stay cool with half of them and then tread lightly with, you know, the other 40%. And a weird time in mafia history when a crew knows they're going to be disassembled. The boss knows, the writing's on the wall. And what are they thinking? What are these crew members thinking? Where just make one big cash grab? Well, that's why Sam was figuring out what they were thinking, because Sam is thinking, someone's going to try to smash me. This crew is going down. Someone's going to try to make a cash grab before it's all crumbled to the ground. Let's get some intelligence. I got an idea of who it is, Jojo, but this is what I want. I want you to tell him. See if he goes along with it. See if he goes along with it. Yeah, Jojo, keep him in there late one night. Tell him to put some soup on at the club restaurant. Tell him to put some soup on and, talk about the horse races or talk about anything, and just keep him in there late. And, when he goes to that back room or whatever, who's there and who's hiding outside? Where's his security? Who's out in who's in that house next door? And do this dialogue. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. I might even get a tip. But he don't even know. He don't even know. He was stupid enough to say it. He was stupid enough to say it. Where people think a lot of things. People think a lot of things and it's in their mind. We think a lot of thoughts and that we don't say. But in the mafia world, you could be thinking a lot of thoughts. But when you tell some fellow member something, it was said. It was uttered. It was said. Now that's on paper, more to speak. That's concrete. Wouldn't you be smarter to just stay quiet and just try to carry it out? Just stay quiet. If you're thinking it, stay quiet. If you're going to carry it out, do some intelligence, do some research, start casing, start figuring it out how you're going to pull it off. Stay quiet and figure it out. But when you utter it, then it's over. And that's why he told me to say that to him. And he went right along with me. Yeah, Jojo, that's Sam. He doesn't pay you enough. He's no good. He don't pay us enough, everything. He's got money buried all over the place. He's no freaking good, that son of a gun. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I wish we could hang him from a tree. Blah, 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 blah. Well, how about this, Billy? I'm going to go back and tell him everything you said. I didn't say that. But how about this, Billy? How about this? Party over. Oops, out of time. They might have strained it out. I don't know. I'm not psychic. I don't know what happened thereafter. But what else we got here? Anderson, Julian, where you been, Julian Zimmerman? Where you been? Huh? Who else we got in here? I don't get a lot of viewers anymore. Well, Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, huh? Smells like Teen Spirit. Smells like Mob Spirit. So we're going to do Mobster Tales. Tails and Tales. I can't afford lobster tails. But we can afford Mobster Tales. Unless you want to do. You can afford It's free anyways, right? There's a Cash App for your information. This channel does have a Cash App. Newsflash, hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. I make a proclamation to the social media. The Truth Serum channel does have a Cash App. Forgive me, folks, because that's not fair to you guys. That's not fair. Working and chilling, man. How about you get 10 viewers? What do you mean? Looks like you're doing fine to me. Well, they since you've been around, of course they censored me, Julian. They censored me because I talked about whatever, and now I can't. My subscriber ticker is frozen, and they don't even put me in the algorithm anymore. So I'm just working on fumes here. I'm working on fumes here. They took my ability. They froze my subscriber ticker. We're not going to unpack that, but you know why. You know why. So that's all right. I still do videos, and I could still do my thing. Do my thing. Yeah. Yeah, I've been on every day. They don't even put me on the algorithm, Julian. I'm on all every day. People hit the notification bell, and they're not even getting notified. They're not even getting notified. You know, Joe Monty is going, or the Truth Serum is going on. The Truth Serum is going on, and nobody gets the notifications. They censored me like communists, but I'm just still pumping them out. Little old man trying to make his way through social media while they try to pound me down, pound me down, pound me down, and I don't give up. No, no. Hey, Mr. Bloodwater, how's it going? So when all that crazy stuff was going on, it's funny now. It's funny now. But when Sam was telling me to make these proposals about let's figure out how to harm him or rob him, and then it gets back to my godfather in New York. It's funny afterwards. It's funny afterwards because my godfather should have talked to Sam of what was going to go on, but they didn't. And he's like, "What are you doing? I can't save you now. I can't protect you now. You're plotting to try to get at the Sam. You're plotting to try to get at Sam and all this." I said, "No, Sam told me to tell." Okay, he goes, "Oh, what?" Sam told me to plot with the crew and see how they responded. The guy in the crew was game for it, Mickey. The guy in the crew was game for this mutiny on the Bounty. Oh, he was game for it. Yes. Didn't Sam communicate that back to you? Yeah, he was game that he wanted Sam's ass. We set him up. He took the bait. I wasn't just out there plotting on my own to try to revolt against Sam, Mickey. Oh, he said, very interesting. So, Mickey, I think your list is going to be growing. Your list is going to be getting longer. You might need some more. You might need some more ink in your pen because your list is getting longer. So, and a lot happened prior to that, but he was just like, get as much money as you can sensibly. And I wanted to deliver the bread and milk. I wanted to deliver the bread and milk because I could make a little bit more money on that. But it also put a bullseye on my back, and everybody was trying to rob the bread and milk when I was on these trips. So there was a lot of turbulence in the past that had happened, and he had told me, I can't protect you around the clock. Somebody just goes nuts in Western New York on you, that's it. I'm in Brooklyn. I can't babysit you around the clock. You either come here, hustle here, you're a smart kid, you're a good strategist, you could be an asset in some capacity, maybe take the action on football games. You could be an asset here. Well, you're highly educated in university, academically. Go do something else, Joe. This ain't your gig. It went too far. It went too far. You're getting embedded in here. You're getting embedded with this type of stuff. You could be smarter than anybody. You could read people more. You could read people. You could do all this and do all that and think you got everybody. You're on top of everybody until you're not. So you could be really good until you're not. So a little naive there at the time, but he was right. So, what's going on, Mr. Anderson, with all those horses? So the Cash App is good from Europa? Yes, sir. Europa? Hmm. There was a song in the 80s, Europa, from a group called Europa. Yeah, I think the Cash App is there. They take a percentage or whatever the heck it is. You see the super chats here. The super chat from YouTube is like 60-40. YouTube. The same people that censor me, they want half the action. They're worse than the mafia. So if I get donation through super chat, they got their hand out like a mafia boss. We want half of that money. Cash App, I get 98% of it. From Cash App, I realize 98%, and Cash App takes 2%, 3%. If there will be any donations, go through Cash App. All right. That's all. I appreciate you guys coming in here and all that. I appreciate your viewership and the like button. Okay. That's all. We're going to talk less about politics because that's a shit show, anyways. We're going to get right back into crazy mob stuff. That's all. It's fun. It's fun. We're going to get right back into a lot of crazy scenarios and things that went on. We're going to get down and dirty. And, like on Scarface, everybody watched Scarface. And when Tony Montana was in the guy's cast mansion, and then he said, "Who's the boss? Who's the boss?" And then Tony Montana said, "The Cayunes is the boss. Whoever's got the biggest Cayunes is the boss." By title, you might be the assumed boss, but whoever's got the biggest, bravest Rambo could actually be more powerful and dangerous than the boss. So Julian Zimmerman, that was Angelo. I was talking about Angelo. I'm gonna get him back on the show, but I got in trouble with these Boy Scouts that were telling me, "Oh, how wrong of you! He don't know." Well, he knows. Angelo knows. I did that to him. Now I'm getting him back on. They could all cry in their knitting circle while they let him starve. The people that talking smack to me, Julian, are the same guys that are letting him starve. Yeah. They were the same younger guys years ago when he was making them scores, treating them to all this and that. And now 40 years later, removed, they let them rot while they're wearing their Adidas jump suits trying to act like gangsters. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. I can't be intimidated. I was already dead for 2 hours. Death doesn't scare me. You can't scare me with intimidating life or death stuff. I'm not worried about that. I trust. Fear not. Fear not. Fear not. So they could be clowns. I wish I would have got a slap in, though. Forgive me, Jesus, while I just put the Jesus picture down. Forgive me, God. I wish I would have got a slap in front of his friends. Here, you come here to intimidate me. How about we start with this? Hello, how are you? Slap him. Yeah, love your enemy. Yeah, try that. Yeah. Love your enemy. It's hard. We're emotional creatures. It's hard. And in the mafia world, throw all bets are off in the mafia world. And they had Christian shrines in their houses. A lot of the mafia are Christians. They had elaborate Christian shrines with the candles, the altar, the thing. What an environment. Next thing you know, they're out there doing some evil things. Yes, us humans as a species, we still can't figure out this thinking mechanism. We're still trying to figure out all the theorists, Pavlov, B.F. Skinner, Piaget, Sigmund Freud, all the theorists trying to figure out this mind. Mm-mm. All you can do is realize and have enlightenment to say, I know that I know. Here's your enlightenment. Okay. All the psychology, all all the theories of behavior. I know that I know. I know that I don't know. I don't know that I know, and I don't know that I don't know. Case over, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Case closed. So it sounds a little crazy, but human behavior. You can't just put your finger on it and just say, well, this is this and this is that, because you can't. You can't. Theorists and psychiatrists, when they're trying to give people therapy, I used to do it. Diamond Mines. I used to give people therapy. I used to freelance and give people therapy. More or less, what I was trying to say in more words than one, you're going to need to solve your own problems and you don't need to pay me. I understand that people do have serious psychological issues for whatever reasons. I understand that. But as far as drug addiction, which I was an addict on heroin when I overdosed on fentanyl, well, I know about the addiction and I got degree to be a counselor in addiction. So I was an addict, and I see how the addiction recovery system deals with all of that. It's a farce, the addiction thing. If you want to quit, you quit. That's it. There's no special formula about going to meetings and all this and that. If you don't want to quit, well, I've been trying to quit drugs, Joe. No, you ain't. How do you try to quit? You either quit. It's an oxymoron. People want to use word scrambles and word garble. I've been trying to do this. Are you trying to go to the store? You either go to the store or you don't. Well, what is this? It makes you sleep better at night. So human behavior, as far as addiction is concerned, look, you get mobster tales, you get addiction here, you get everything here, folks. this recovery system that taxpayers have to pay, because Billy and Sally can't get their shit together, and your taxes are going up because they want to rock and roll. And these places, these rehab houses and centers, they're mansions. I was in one, carte blanche, refrigerators, ping pong, blah, blah, blah. But I had to do speeches for them. I had to go out and do speeches because I got extra privileges. I wanted to go to the casino after hours. There's lights out. But I used to get some privileges because I used to do speeches in front of people about drug addiction. And it's all a crock. It's all it is an economy of jobs. The addiction service. Now, Charlene, if you're watching, I'm sorry. You're a great person. You had good intentions with me. It's an economy of jobs. Hold on. I wrote a paper in 1981, my first stint in college. And it was about addiction, success rates. Success rates. Mm-hmm. Sample size, 100 drug addicts go into rehab. How many get clean? Maybe 2 or 3 out of 100. Well, those 97 go back. Their second gig in rehab. Their second gig in rehab, they go back in. Well, some of them are there just to stay out of jail for go to treatment. Go to treatment. So some are just using the system. So their little rehab center is a crock of shit. Thank you for having good intentions toward me. Thank you, Uncle Sam. Thank you for having good intentions toward me. But there ain't nobody that's going to beat the devil off your ass, to Satan crawling up your ass to go do some heroin. There ain't nothing outside of me that can stop that devil from coming at me. The only thing that can stop that devil is me. I can get good words and good psychology from here or there, and maybe you might get 0.25% to sway. Other than that, take away that money-making economy of jobs called addiction centers. That's all. I wouldn't pay my taxes if I were you guys. I wouldn't pay my taxes. So these guys can live in country clubs, and they're not even thinking about getting clean. How do we get on that subject? 3%, Mr. Anderson. 3%. I just don't think people in general are just proactive on things. You think that in the 60s and 70s, people were more, this is just a coddled ass, woke platform they're trying to throw at you. And we're going to really see the litmus test November 4th, November 5th. Excuse me. We're going to see this election, my good people. This election is actually an IQ test. Water it down. This election is an IQ test. Do you want to vote for your oppressor? Do you want to fall in love with your oppressor? That's called Stockholm Syndrome. You fight for your oppressor. This is an IQ test. IQ test. So, well, let's talk mafia. Let's get back to the mafia. That other, you know what? You know what I just thought, my good people? Politics is more depressing to talk about than tragic mob stories. I'd rather tell tragic mob stories and feel better than talking about the politics. Politics leaves a worse taste in your mouth with this current regime than gangsters. Now, they were trying to kill me. They were trying to kill me, and I feel actually more comfortable in that arena. I feel more comfortable in that arena. Over there. These people want to come in like Karl Marx. You know. Because a lot of times, the mafia and everything could be performance-based. You know, it could be performance-based. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, folks. 1 minute. Let's get set up for hour 2. Yeah, let's set up. Let's juice this thing up. Well, Joe, you've done this your last 3 videos. Why don't you just plug in when you start? Because I got brain damage, that's why. All right, we're juiced up now. We're juiced up. So, like, the mafia could be performance-based. They might be a performance-based employer. When you get, I can operate in that arena, but try to deal with Marxists and socialists and communists. You won't be twerking. You won't be twerking with those Democrats. You won't be getting your freak on. So it's an IQ test, I guess. It's an IQ test. See what's going on there. Let's get back. Thank you. You guys are still here. Francis, Julian, Mike, Mr. Anderson. Yeah. If you did, uh, let's recap because I'm gonna smoke another cigarette. Oh, you're gonna get the book today? Cool. Yeah. Thank you, Michael K. God bless everybody and their family. I like my community, of course. You're willing to hang out with me. That's a good that's a kind gesture. That's a good gesture with me. I'm not a tough guy, okay? I'm not a tough guy. That's nothing to acclaim. I'd rather be a nice guy. Okay. Number one rule, Mafia training camp. Don't rat. Of course, don't rat. Don't rat. Okay, yeah. And when you're conversating and all of that, and you're conversating, just say the least as possible, because everybody's trying to pick information. They'll ask you a question about something that seems innocent, but they really want to know the juice on something else that you just think's a sidebar. You just might say something that you just think's a sidebar to that, and this other guy just gained the information that he really wanted. He didn't really care about the New York Jets game or the Buffalo Bills game or the Yankee game. He didn't really care about that. He just threw that in there to get that ball over the plate. You see, so the more is like, yes, well, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Oh, no, I don't know. Really? I'm not sure about that. Put it on a loop. Really? I'm not sure. I don't know. Go talk to him. I really don't know. I can't speak for him. I don't know. So, yeah, like I had an interview. Like, here's my interview. Like when I first went up to the club and Sam's trying to find out, well, who do we have here? In this gambling ring. It was a steel business. It was a legitimate steel business that sold steel. It was a steel brokerage. It was a steel brokerage that legitimately sold steel, but it was a hub of a huge gambling ring, mostly the Colombo family. So I get up there to go sell steel, and then I know there's a little more to my job description. Go run some errands. So I got to go meet the boss in Niagara Falls, and I got to go meet him for my initiation or whatever he's going to think of me. He's going to read me. Sam is trying to find out, who is this guy? Which in retrospect, I already think he knew that my godfather was an assassin for his family, Colombo family in New York. It was never uttered or communicated because thereafter, but I already think he knew. It's a small world. It is a small world. So what else we got? What happened initially, folks, when I was in this new environment, people talking smack to me every time the first week or so I'm going up to the club, and people are looking at me. Oh, that's the new kid. He's going to help Sam with the deliveries. There's the new kid there. What's he all about? Well, I don't know. Yeah, he's going to help Sam with the deliveries. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Well, how about this? What happened to the last 4 delivery people, Sam? How'd this job become available? Now your crew, I walk in, your crew's looking at me like freaking hyenas on the Africa. They're looking how they can vulturize me. Who's this guy? What can we do to him? So don't look scared or submissive when you're in there, Joe. Whatever. I got over that real quick. I got over that so fast when I made the mistake and said, screw you, take your gun off. You could beat me up. You could do all you want. So I wasn't that submissive after all. I don't care if we fight and you whoop my ass. I don't care after this, but I still had to be careful after that. I actually did it twice, and I got in a lot of trouble. Caused my godfather, God rest his soul. I put my godfather was protecting me, but God, I put him through hell. you know. So I did that video yesterday, the mafia training camp. But there's no loyalty. Everybody's ratting. Everybody's trying to get money. It's just a formula for disaster. You got all these variables. If you sit back and look at all these variables, degenerate gamblers, people that have ratted or might rat, people talking to the FBI, whatever, people that are afraid they're going to get hit. You got all these variables that you can just say, well, this might or that happened, but you still don't know. Well, what's one way to solve that? Just wipe them all out. We're done thinking about what's going to happen or what's going to be this. Is he clean? Is he dirty? Is he this? Is he that? There's just no. How about this? Just get rid of them all. Just get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. That's simple. Forgive me, Jesus. That's simple. Just get rid of them. Sounds good to me. Get rid of them. And let the real regime come in. Real thing. The old man was retiring anyways. The old man was retiring. He lived 6-7 years after that. After he retired, I believe he lived 5-6 years after he retired. Probably pushing 80 years old, maybe. So the government is worse than the mafia. In case you haven't noticed. What else? Don't ask about rank or claim rank jump. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this is about these clowns over here that I was telling you about, okay? This comes into effect about these clowns. I come right out and say, I wasn't a made guy. I wasn't a made guy. I didn't want to be a made guy. I wanted to hustle my money and put it in my pocket. I didn't want to hustle money and just give half of it to some captain. No. But so I claimed not to be a made man, okay? These clowns are what I call claim rank jumping. Remember, I was pissed off at Mike Francis for calling himself a boss all that time, but I'm over that. God bless Mike, whatever you're doing. So he was claim rank jumping, which is a no-no. You can't say you're something that you're not in the mob. That's taboo. That's a one-way ticket to hell. You can't. So you see these clowns that are aggravated about me putting Ange on the phone from prison, and now they're claim rank jumping. Like there's somebody that's you don't have to be a name. You don't have to have a position. You could just be a dangerous person in society. You could just be a dangerous person in society, whether you're a plumber, a factory worker, or a killer for the mob. You could just be your own guy that will smash somebody if need be. You don't have to be there's murderers all over the world that aren't in the mob. So why don't you just be a regular man that's not connected to the mob and just start from there? But don't start from some kind of Guido wise guy posture that you're dangerous. Just try to be a regular dangerous guy in society. You don't need to flavor it up that your cousins, brothers, sisters, uncles, stepdaughters, brother-in-law delivered the coffee to some captain. No, you don't have to do that. You're bums. You're all bums. And I'll keep saying it as much as I want. I'm going to get Angelo back on the phone from prison too, okay? Newsflash. I'm going to get him back on here. So unless you're sending him money, don't complain to me. Unless you're putting any money. Okay? Little old me, who I had conflict with him back in the days. I had conflict with him. And it's me that's putting money in his commissary. It's me. You little piss pot crybabies, you haven't given the guy a nickel. What's going on here? Now you want to censor me about what I do? Get lost. They wear their little freaking mafia sweatsuits, you know. They saw that on Sopranos or something. They saw it on Sopranos, some guys wearing these mafia sweatsuits or whatever. Some people did like them, fashionable. I understand. But these clowns do it. These clowns do it just for wannabe. They're just wannabes, you know. They're just trying to, I don't know. They must have low self-esteem, you know. They must have low, psychologically speaking, they have low self-esteem, and then they're trying to act out on it. Just act out. They're in psychology, they're overcompensating, you know. I can't tell them guys that this stuff because they wouldn't even understand. It's like, well, calm down, you nitwit. You're overcompensating. You have low self-esteem, and you're gonna have to be careful. Be careful. Be careful, grasshopper. Be careful. Psychologically speaking, I know what they're thinking to behave like that. Nonetheless, it doesn't make me want to not slap them. I know why they do that psychologically, but I just still want to slap the crap out of them. You know. So I don't have any sympathy for anybody anymore. That's all. Not even Angelo. I love him, but I don't like him. Isn't that weird? I love you, Ange, but I don't like you. Am I a psycho or not? I'm saying to an extent with whatever happened in the past. You guys Jewed me around the clock. You put me in dangerous situations. I'm a big boy. I know what I was getting into, but that's just the way it is. Throw your morals and mores and moral compass out the door if you're going to critique me. This is the mafia world here. It's not the same way things are run in normal society. It's not the same way. You can't use that to just compare and say, oh, that was wrong of you. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I spoke my piece while I was still sending him money. I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want. And leave it at that. Leave it at that. One thing, that's why this claim rank thing, like, you know, you can't claim to be some person in the mafia and you're not. People would go out and get drunk at these clubs and everything, and then they would say something like, well, yeah, I'm the second captain or capo to so-and-so Valente or whoever, you know, and then it would get back around. And it's taboo. You can't claim that you hold some power in a mafia family when you don't. When you don't. And these clowns are running around trying to act like gangsters. In the old days, they would have got their faces caved in. They'd have got their faces caved in. Now, 30 years removed, they watch The Sopranos, you know. They watch The Sopranos. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like I said before, the calm guy is the guy the guy that doesn't say anything. Okay, guys, that's all right. Yeah. Oh, I understand. That's all right. Okay. Yeah. The other guy over there that's going, I'm going to get you. I'm going to do this. You ain't going to do jack shit. If you were going to do it, you would have already done it. But here, now you're warning me about it. Really. If you were going to do it, you would have done it. If you really wanted to do it, you would have done it. So now you're warning me, which is not smart. Now you're warning me. So there's a chance survival of the fittest. Well, you're just telling me you're going to smash me up. Well, maybe I might want to get to you first. You see how retarded these mob wannabes want to be? The mob wannabes want to be? You see how these wannabes are? You see how stupid they are? This is the kind of stuff years ago that would have been, we are gathered here. We are gathered here for this. These guys running around. What else we got? Anna, we don't talk. Yeah, Anderson knows. Francis knows. Julian Zimmerman. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. We have a little fun. Let's try to experience some Nirvana. All right. This is crazy mob stuff. It's interesting things, but I actually got sick of telling the mob stories, but you know what? I do enjoy it because I did get stressed from it. Just don't be a baby, Jojo. Just do the stories. They're kind of, I got a brain injury, and sometimes I'll get a flashback of something, and then I got to fill the pieces in. Oh yeah, wait a minute, that happened. Then oh no, yeah, memories that are just lost forever in my mind that I'm trying to retrieve. You know, and honestly, I don't know everything 100% to reenact these things like Sammy the Bull Gravano. Yeah, 1967 at 9:33 a.m. in the morning. We went. The lady was walking the dog. How can you remember such detail from them days? Some people do have total recall, but give it a break. At least I'm honest about it. Gosh, half that stuff is bullcrap, anyways. Mike, Mike F. I know you are probably not Mike Francis, but come on, bro. Come on. Some people are still alive, okay? Some people are still alive. But people do what they do. People do what they do. That's that. You know, we try to come up with some content on MobTube and everything. And I'm just not the guy that's gonna sit back and just be police and be the whether he's lying or not. It gets old after a while. People like him, he's a likable guy, you know, greedy, but whatever. God bless him. God bless him. Yeah. Just put it on a loop, Mr. Anderson. They just. Sammy ran out of content. He's done with his channel print there. Mike Francis came right out and said he ain't got any content left. You got writers. Just use the same writers that you've been writing up half your crap with, anyways. You can't be creative? What the hell? Jeez. You got everybody bamboozled anyways. Now you got all the fish in the boat. Well, keep the fish in the boat. You're going to just throw them all back in the water? Geez, you need an advisor? Mike, you need an advisor? I don't charge much. You need a social media advisor with a guy that's only got 1,000 subscribers and been censored? I'm smarter than all you clowns. I forget about the numbers. If we were getting picked, in the mafia, you know how basketball teams pick teams? Basketball teams pick teams, when you're in the streets and they pick me first. They pick me first because of my thinking apparatus and my trustworthiness and my loyalness. They pick me first over Sammy the Bull Gravano, Mike Francis, and all that stuff. People knew who Mike Francis was way back when and how he rolled with all these indictments and cases and everything that he shows up on a YouTube channel. They knew, people knew what he was all about. He was a freaking speed rat. I'd be picked first. I would have got picked first than these mob star, YouTube mob star bull crap artists. They got a right to hustle and everything. But in the mafia world, well, who do you want? Well, we got to get JoJo. Yeah, that's an easy one. Let's get JoJo over here. Come on, Joe. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, he's got beady eyes. Yeah. I said a lot about Mike Francis on my channel, and there's a lot of stuff I thought I was going to say about him in the future, but I'm not. I'm just going to be a good boy and let it be. Like the Beatles said, let it be. It's not going to improve my channel any. I've done a start. It ain't gonna elevate my channel. My channel is censored, anyways. Where am I going? It ain't gonna improve me. So there's no value to that. A lot of times you're dealing with people, and you're trying to read and do all this stuff in regular society, in your everyday life, and then when it comes to the mob world, you got to think, what is the value of this move? Well, what's the value of that? Well, Johnny, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do that. But in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, what is the value of that? What could be gained? What could be lost from this said move? What is the value of that? So the value of me still bashing Mike Francis, there's no value to it. I'm censored. I don't get any more subscribers. I don't get a lot of views. So where am I going? I'm just wasting my breath like a little bitch. I don't like Mike Francis. It's all entertainment, folks. It's all entertainment. Some entertainment venues are censored. That's what happened, you know. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. But I'm more intimate with the people on my channel. I like to have fun. They're painting polished pictures of all that gibberish. Oh, they're great artists, and they'll just paint you all these polished pictures. They're getting support. They're getting donations. They got money buried in the basement. Oh, they're rocking and rolling. God bless them. That ain't the true mob flavor. Mike Francis's 1,000 videos is 40% of the real mafia. Sopranos, the people are, that's 30% of the real mafia. All this entertainment productions about the mafia is garbage. It is garbage. They're only getting information from ex-gangsters and this and that, but it's all compromised information. Yeah. It's all compromised information. Well, my perceptions are different than his perceptions. Yes, you could argue. Well, everybody that was around the mob can have different perceptions about this or that. When they're doing their mob YouTube channels and they were all rats, number one, they were all rats. You don't qualify as a mobster anymore. You've been expelled from the mafia. You don't have a right to talk about the mafia, even though you do. You have big YouTube channels, but in the real world, you got kicked out. You got kicked out. You didn't succeed. You were a failure in the mob. You ratted. You were a failure. But these are your social media mob tube heroes. So there's a difference. There's a difference when you just look at these people and these big mafia guys and all that. They're bums in the mob world. Your mafia YouTube stars, they're bums. They're failures. They're straight up failures. But people like entertainment. They like Mike's stories. They like Sammy's stories. So that's that. That's that. Little old me comes along, tries to really get into the thinking and the feelings about what was going on, figuring things out. Me, I try to give content like that. I get censored, and I'm not even a whisper on YouTube. I'm not even a whisper, and I'm the man. And I'm the man. Okay. Frustrating, of course, but hey, I'm glad I'm living. I'm glad I'm alive. God is good every day, and I'm blessed. That's all. Yeah. That's all. If my godfather was alive, I wouldn't have done a YouTube channel and talk about mob stories. If my godfather was alive, well, that's why Mike Francis waited for everybody to die before he did his channel, or everybody was in prison. That's why Mike, freaking 2 days later, after the last guy got locked up, he did it. He opened up his channel. Well, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. The coast is clear. You're almost in the ocean. You're as far away from New York City as you can. You're practically in the damn ocean. And now you could do a YouTube channel, but let your fans know that you're a rat. You could still tell good stories. So some people care, some people don't. They don't care. Jojo, they don't care. They don't care. Nobody cares, Jojo. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's all. Get what you can get, because nobody cares. It's all a cluster F. It's a rodeo. So while you're trying to figure it all out, just get what you can. Get what you can. Get off the merry-go-round. Get what you can. Yeah, just go rat, and then you got 1 million subscribers, Julian. I put the video up here where he speed ratted in front of the Senate committee hearings. Speed ratted. Good old Mike. He told on everybody. He gave the janitor up. Speed ratted. Mm. They don't care, Philly Bob. Nobody cares. Well, sometimes people do care. You can't just be in a position to just say, when in the mafia, nobody nobody really cares. You're just a tool to hopefully uh, aid in them for whatever they're doing. You're just a tool. You're not a guy with a wife and kids or this or family. You're just a utensil. You're a utensil. Well, I thought a couple of these guys I was close to. I thought I was close to. Geez, we're having fun. We're eating. We're gambling. We're doing all this and that. Geez, well, we're long lost buddies. Wow, we're really having fun together. No, they want to kill me. Geez, I thought they were my friend. What? What am I? You know, I gave them too much credit. I don't know. They don't care. They want to know what Sam's telling me, and then Sam wants to ask me what they're telling me. So I'm rubbing elbows with the boss and I'm rubbing elbows with the crew. I'm with the crew, driving them around all over. So Sam wants me to know what they're thinking, and they want to know what Sam's thinking. And little old me, I'm in between them. And it's just this leverage game. Leverage game. So, yeah, we're going to tell some more stories. There's a couple branch offs about the training camp that I can elaborate on a little more and unravel some of that. When I robbed a couple of the guys in the crew. Yeah. Led Zeppelin. Well, we're going Kurt Cobain today. We're going Kurt Cobain, but then we're also going to go Nirvana so we can experience Nirvana and bring enlightenment and prosperity into our worlds. So, double meaning Nirvana. Let's experience Nirvana. Well, leave politics out of it. Let's start there. We could have more fun with mafia stories and try to get closer to Nirvana with mafia stories. Have some fun in our community. Yeah. Yeah. So Kurt Cobain said, good music is anything that is palatable to the ear. Now, Kurt Cobain was very, very intelligent. God rest his soul. He had his problems, but very, very intelligent. So a lot of his music had different styles, different riffs, different beats. It was called grunge music. But you hear some of those melodies in there. The only label they could try to put on that kind of music was grunge or alternative. Alternative, because it was just something that was just born out of the air. So the media and music industry didn't even really know how to label it, but it took over the world all of a sudden like a tidal wave, and they're trying to classify it in a certain way. Kurt Cobain said, I just like putting out music that's palatable to the ear. You can classify it under anything. There's a lot of Beatle influences. If you listen to some of the Nirvana songs, there's some Beatles influence in those. He was a great Beatles fan. And there's a couple of, you could hear the influence in some of those songs. Kurt Cobain was a musical genius. And so was David Grohl on the drums. Not to mention that the bass player was real good. It was a perfect storm. Nirvana. I'm working overtime. It's noon already. What do I got planned today? Nothing. So there you have it. We're gonna get back, and I'm gonna tell a story about the guy. One of these guys we're talking about. They know the end is near, and the same guy the same guy that I was close to, like, um, he was having now. They knew I knew psychology. Okay, they knew I knew psychology, and just out of whatever dealings, whatever dealings, they knew I had psychology. And this guy was a real bad cheater. He was a real bad cheater. I mean, he was a hoe master, and but he wanted to have a good family. He wanted to be a good family man. He wanted to be a good family man. So he'd get drunk a couple times. He'd be in the car or whatever, and he'd be opening up to me like, "Well, Jojo, why do I do this? Why do I do that? Why do I behave like this? What's the psychological reason behind this or that?" And he's trying to figure out why he's such a big pig, you know, going after all these women all the time. And the same guy was a bad actor, and he was trying to figure out um, life insurance. Life insurance. Do they need to find a body? You need a body to collect life insurance, or he's gonna try to get himself whacked, but they might chop him up, and there might not be no body. And trying to figure out, he's at the end of his road. He's all depressed. His mind is on a twirly world, and he's just thinking, how can I die and get paid from life insurance so at least my wife and kids could get 250,000, and because he might get killed anyways, or go to jail. So he's trying to mitigate damages. He's trying to mitigate damages for his best uh, outlook. And I'm saying, just go ahead. No, you're all right. Sam's all right with you. He's like, well, I'm in a lot of trouble. Blah blah blah. I'm in a lot of trouble. Well, what do I? Does the insurance need a body or what? I said, bro, stop. You know, you're gonna rat. What's going on? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You owe 47,000. You're a degenerate gambler. You're a whore master. Everybody wants to kill you, bro. You either make amends with the boss, or you're already a rat. You're already a rat. Or go try to stage some kind of accident for insurance, or you don't trust that the mob will hit you and leave your body somewhere. You're thinking the mafia is going to hit you and put you in the Niagara River. You can't get no bodies out of the Niagara River with those currents. There's no rescue boats and search parties going in the Niagara River for bodies. That was a dumping ground. So your body, you'll just be missing. You can't collect on insurance policy if there's no body. You want to just tell somebody to kill you in the middle of the street, and then your wife will hook you up afterwards? Just make it real secretive, and they could find your body in a street, no witnesses, no nothing, just get blasted in the street, and there's no witnesses, and then your wife's going to collect the insurance, and then she could give you 25,000 later, and everybody's happy. It's wild, Francis. It's wild and crazy stuff. You wonder why I went nuts? All right. You wonder why I went nuts. So an environment, a microcosm of an environment, which is some things are predictable and other things aren't. But it's always just safe to say that the train's going to come off the tracks sooner or later. You're riding on a train, it's going, a lot of stuff is happening, but somewhere down the road, the train is going to come off the tracks. And they know it. It could mean death, it could mean life imprisonment. And these guys know it. They're not that stupid. They're not stupid. They see what's going on. I mean, I insult them and everything because maybe I'm prejudiced a little because, I went through stress, but they're smarter than I give them credit for, of course. They're smarter than that. They see the writing on the wall. The guy, I'm telling them, I'm telling him the most reasonable way I could tell him is, which I know ain't gonna happen, but I'm just trying to tell him this stuff in good faith. I'm just saying, go to Sam, figure out, in good faith, and just continue working and just pay this stuff off. Well, I know I owe another outfit. How many mob families do you owe, bro? How many mob family? I owe this one 17,000. I owe this one 35,000. How many families do you owe? Aren't you barred? Didn't they bar you from putting any bets in anymore? Now you got down with this family over here, bro. Wow, you got 6 bullseyes on your back. How about you just walk over to the federal building, okay? You got 2 shots. Go to the federal building and rat, or just go just go buy a pine box. That's all. There's only 2 choices you got. You got the pine box cemetery and the FBI. That's your choices. What are you gonna do? Get somebody to whack you in the street so your wife could collect on insurance? Not a bad idea, but yeah. That's the same guy that Sam told me, well, we should try to hit Sam. See, going back to my story, that's the same clown. That's the same clown there that Sam told me to propose to him. We should try to rob Sam or smash him. That's the same guy. So I already knew it was curtains for him. I'm not privileged to information, but I already knew the writing was on the wall. That's why this guy's in a twirly world. So, phew. I'm still standing after all this time. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Elton John, communist prick. So what else we got? What else we got? Anybody? Francis, what's going on? You want to ask me a question, Francis? Ask me a question, I'll tell you no lies. Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. Yeah, we're going to get Angelo back. Just despite. But I would like to touch base with him. Freaking guys. These kind of guys, they might be dead in a year. They're dying. They're 80. 80. Just humanistically speaking, was an old man dying in prison. Forget about the whole backstory about the mafia and all this. Here's just a human being that's dying in prison. Just humanistically speaking. Of course, there's a lot of backstory to that, and there's a lot of history with that. I put you on the spot, France. Yeah. Yeah, but Angelo demands money too, so I'm on a limited bankroll, but we'll try to fit him in there somewhere because I've been exposed now. He knows if I talk to him that he might end up on a video. That's been quite established now, but because of all those crybabies out there. All those crybabies. So just tell him I'm putting you on, bro. I'm putting you on. And he's going to say, pay me. That's what he's going to say. Pay me. I'll go on there and tell you about whatever whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, but no. And I understand. That's understandable. It's understandable. His own people aren't giving him any money. Those little piss pots, they ain't giving him any money. They're not giving him any money. And these guys that are talking, like the DeBello family that's in the Colombo family, there's in the Colombos, the DeBello. They don't give a crap. They don't give a shit. They're all older now and everything, but they don't care. Do what you want, Jojo. Do what you want. You're just doing a show. Early on, the people were more critical of me, but after they watched these old gangs, they like me. They like me. I was being ganged up on before, but after the smoke cleared, they like me. And they know those other guys are punks. That's all. They watch. They're probably the only viewers I get are the old gangsters over there. They're like, yeah, JoJo's all right. I don't mean no harm. So yeah, we're gonna do the story about the guy that he was a womanizer, cheater, gangster. He was every ill will of society that is known to mankind. And then he wanted me to give him psychological therapy on it. And that was quite interesting because he didn't want to hear the truth. And I was a little leery to try to actually pick his brain and his behavior and tell him because he's not going to like it and he's a violent guy. So how can I, it's a no, I can't win. I can't win. And I says, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But then he starts showing the Benjamin Franklins. He starts showing the $100 bills. And he's like, you're going to do it. I want you to analyze me, JoJo. It's like, are you cracking jokes? Well, here's another $100 bill. Where do we start? Where do we start? Some money's bad money. All money's not good money. Some money is bad money. Bad money. We just look at money, but some money's bad money. A lot of bad money. A lot of people in the cemetery over bad money. Bad money. Woo. Hey, Mr. Gold, how have you been, Joel Gold? Everything's good here. Summer's good. I'm living. God is good. I'm blessed. Everything's going good here. Glad I'm blessed to have people come in here and talk to. So I'm going. Yeah. Yeah. I could write a mob movie better than anyone that's been out. Me. If I got together with a producer or something, I could write the real mafia movie. Oh, that's cool, Joel. That's cool. I could. That ain't even hard. That's not even hard. That's not hard to do. But whatever happens, happens. I trust in God and everything's good. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the angels and divine intervention. So I got to follow their plan. Whatever God's plan is for me, I accept it. Whatever goes on in my day and life, I just accept it. I'm on bonus time anyway. So what am I going to cry about? Oh, I can't get a subscriber because they censored me. Who cares? I'm used to it. It's all gravy. This is all gravy time for me to have fun and laugh and enjoy life, watch sports, blah, 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 everything else. I could have easily had 100,000 subscribers. The way exponentially my channel was going, I'd have had 100,000 subscribers in 2 years. The hard way. No production, no technical stuff, no editing, no nothing. I could do a talk show on network media in my sleep. Unscripted, in my sleep. It's natural to me. I used to teach in college, speak with confidence in academic arenas to get college credit. Speak verbal communications and speak with confidence. So that was easy. So I do my little show with nothing, the least resources known to mankind. On top of it, I get censored. So what am I left with? Well, just keep your chin up and talk to your people and have fun. I'm over it now. I'm over it. Well, why do you keep talking about it? Because I'm pissed off about it, but I'm over it. I'm over it. If I had a network show, it'd be the #1 network show. If I had all the right production values and utensils and bells and whistles, shit, there ain't no. You got to be confident. You got to be confident. You got to be confident. No matter what. No matter what the situation is, be confident, because when you're confident, you're still out there fighting. That's all. Oh, I'd love to be a sportscaster, Joel. I'd like to be a weatherman. I'd like to have a talk show. I'd like to do, I got you guys. You guys are good enough. Okay? You guys are just good enough. That's all. That's all. In the most simplest and reasonable terms, that it's all good faith. Good faith on any level is good enough for me. So I'll be fine no matter what. No matter what. Things could be like this, things could be like that, things could be like this. Well, we got today, the here and now. Let's reside in today, in the here and now. And that's all we can do. Let's not look behind us that far, and let's not look forward too far. Let's just stay in the here and now, and then you're more capable and you're more on point when you're operating in the here and now. You can think, you can strategize, you can have a better look at things than being all over the place in your thinking. So that's all. We'll rock and roll. We're approaching 2 hours. Yes, folks, if you haven't noticed, I really enjoy your company. If you guys haven't noticed by now, I really enjoy good, well-intentioned people. That's the best thing on planet Earth. Well-intended people. That's the best commodity on Earth. Why do you think I'm doing these videos all the time? I love to see the people in here, well-intended people. At the end of the day, that's the best commodity out there. That's all. It's the best commodity. Good intentions, love, and compassion. Yes, it's hard to demonstrate that every day, but we just want to prosper. And whatever your life looks like, you just want to keep growing. You want to grow mentally, you want to grow financially, you want to grow in your vocation, you want to grow in different areas. So just keep finding a way to progress. That's all. That's all. Don't get distracted. There's enough distractions out there. Like the devil is the great deceiver. He'll get you distracted. Yep. He'll distract you. You'll be walking to church and a prostitute will show up. You'll go to the prostitute before the church. You'll get distracted. The devil will deceive you. So there you have it, folks. I appreciate you coming in. Hit the like button. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. My love goes back to everybody. We're gonna talk about the next show on Mobster Tales. Tune in again for Mobster Tales, where I really was having to give this guy some serious therapy. We'll get to that. You'll know what it's about. So, be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Let's keep progressing. We like to have fun, do some entertaining stories, but think for 1 minute today, how can my life look better? And what do I have to do to get there? Sometimes people are so distracted in their everyday routine. Stop. Take an assessment of yourself. I've been doing this not so good. I've been doing this good. I really don't need to entertain this anymore. Maybe I should try some of this. Assess yourself. How can you rise yourself up so you could be comfortable? We just want to have a comfortable life. Hopefully with some prosperity in there. So that's all. You get it all here, folks. You get it all here. The storyteller and the Sigmund Freud shrink. You get it all here. The best YouTube channel and the brokest YouTube channel. All right, folks. God bless you all. You know I'll be coming back. We're gonna do this little therapy session I did with this gangster. We're gonna do that next. So that's that. I wish everybody well. If all you can do is hit that like button, I appreciate it. Share, hit the notification bell. You guys know the whole deal. I've done 1,000. I know I'm just preaching to the choir because they got my channel stunned, but that's that. Whatever you can do, I appreciate you watching. And that's that. So let's rise up in our thinking. That's the least we can do. Rise up in our thinking, number one. All right, folks. God bless. The universe bless everybody. Thank you.